Hi, everybody. It looks like we are live from Springhouse Community School, and we are coming to you from Floyd, Virginia in the US. We're so happy to be here. I know we have about 20 to 30 minutes to be with you all, so we're just going to jump in and get started. And I don't know, while I'm live, if you can comment and let us know if you can see us. That would be helpful, though I'm not sure I can see that, but give it a shot. So I'm going to start out by, first of all, thanking HundrED for having us. We are so happy to be with you all and to share a little bit about Springhouse Community School and a really exciting project that we're engaged in that really integrates, the topic for today is STEM and the arts, and we have a project that really integrates all of those things. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about that. But first, I'm going to let you know about Springhouse. So Springhouse Community School is in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, and our mission is to reimagine the purpose and practice of education by fostering holistic development in youth, in young adults, and adults. And we have 4 core practices, and those practices are learning by doing, mentoring, community collaborations, and embodied living. And sometimes people aren't real sure what embodied living means, and to us it means learning to live in your body in a healthy, caring way. And so we have practices that allow us to reconnect with our bodies in healthy ways. We are competency-based, and we have 4 core competencies. Those are the ability to connect, to know, to create, and lead. And really what Springhouse does is, as our mission says, we foster holistic development. We orient around wholeness. We orient around connection. And everything we do is really born from 6 core values. And those values are connection, individuality, resiliency, trust, integrity, and creativity. And here at Springhouse, students learn in all kinds of ways. They learn through internships, through courses that are really integrated. We don't silo subjects here. And students learn through taking 3 trips a year. So we've been to some amazing places in the US, and we'll tell you a little bit about our trip in May coming up because it's related to the project we're going to tell you about. We also dance twice a week together. We sing every Monday morning together. And we do things in that that take care of our bodies, like athletics, like yoga, like dance. And all of our students serve on a leadership council where their voice is heard at every level of leadership in the school. And finally, Springhouse, as our mission states, offers young adult programming and adult programming. And we do that because we feel like to raise healthy teens, they need to be around healthy and inspired adults. And so we offer opportunities for young adults and adults to be able to do that work, to reclaim meaning and a sense of purpose in their life and be of greater service to the community and to young people. So I'm not here alone. I'm here with 4 amazing people, and I want to introduce you to them. I'm just going to check in and see. Yep, we're still live. So I'm going to let you meet these wonderful people. So first we have 3 Springhouse students here, and I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves and share one thing they love about Springhouse. And then we also have Chris Wolf, who is our Dean of Students and does a million different things, including leading our singing on Mondays. That is a passion for him. So we'll start over here, and let me make sure that we can see you. Okay, here we go.
Hi, I'm Elliot, and one thing I enjoy about Springhouse is how it is more of a democracy than an anarchy, like other public schools and other places within our country and other countries. So here at Springhouse, us as students can help make decisions within Springhouse, such as our financial issues or finding a new place for us to be at. And that is one thing I enjoy about Springhouse.
Thanks, Elliot.
Hello, my name is Jarrett. And one thing that I find really amazing about Springhouse that I really love is our experience week trips. So we have 3 trips throughout the school year, and we have been to incredible places. We went to the beach, but our first one we went to DC and we went to the Capitol building, and that was really amazing for me because I grew up in Australia and I came to America, and I knew of the place. It's a very well-known part of America, and I found that really amazing experience. So that's one thing I really love about Springhouse.
Thanks, Jera.
Hello, my name is Julian, and one thing I really appreciate about Springhouse is how devoted the staff are to us. And as Jenny mentioned, we have a mentoring program where a member from the staff will mentor us and kind of give us feedback on our projects and just kind of keep us in check on what we're doing.
Thanks, Julian.
Howdy, I'm Chris. I'm the Dean of Students here at Springhouse. There's a lot that I love about Springhouse and that makes it special and unique, and it's hard to know exactly where to start. Certainly the programming for young adults is a really special thing, and that's how I entered the Springhouse community for the first time, and it really allowed me to reconnect to my dreams and passions and brought me in the door to teach and help young people find dreams and passions of their own. And also find the courage to go after them. And I think one of the things that allows us to do that really well is our size and scale. I recently spent some time visiting public schools, and an administrator is mentoring 250 students. I'm mentoring 5, and I know them and love them and care for them and have a lot of fun with them. And it's really exciting to help them discover who they are. And it's something that makes Springhouse beautiful.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you all. See ya. So I'm going to just let you know why we decided to do this web day today. And really, we are in a small town. This county has 1 stoplight that we're in, has about 15,000 people. The town itself has about 500 people. So we're in rural Appalachia. And for us to be connected to networks like HundrED, and we're regionally connected to a network, we're nationally connected to the Education Reimagined Network, and we're connected with you all more globally. And that's really important to us because we are located in this smaller town, and it's really fun for us to share as we are really reimagining education here. Springhouse is like a living laboratory for what it means to learn as a community, and so it's fun to be able to share that beyond just our 4 little walls here. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Chris, who's going to talk about, we just want to share before we talk to you. We'll finish by talking to you about our sailboat project, which we're really excited about. But first, Chris is going to tell you about a campaign that Springhouse Community School is right in the middle of that's really important to us. Underneath the Facebook Live. So here's Chris. Get back on here.
Yeah, as Jenny said, we're in the middle of a bit of a campaign to tell our story better. And so in a way, this is helping us do that. We're calling the campaign for all of us in this community, staff, students, families, community members, with Springhouse, to tell someone about it. And we've discovered that personal one-to-one human connection, that's how we grow. And it's been really exciting to get better at telling our story and to feel clearer and more confident about why what we're doing is so important. And we have a big banner outside with stickers for every story that's been told, and it's almost full. And we've used up all the stickers that we had for students, so we need to get more. And that's culminating in April at Give Big is a regional day for nonprofits. And so we're going to have a celebration of this storytelling campaign on the 24th of April. And we'd love it if you contributed to our educational strivings here as we really seek to make education engaging and relevant and connected to today and the future.
Thanks, Chris.
We'll post a link to that, please.
Yep, and we'll post a link to that so you can learn more about that. And really, we seek to be an example where people can come and learn and grow and fail and create and innovate, where we have all kinds of opportunities to do that, no matter where you are in the world. So I'll share a little bit about that later when we close. But right now, I want to talk a little bit about a really special project that we're engaged in that, really integrates. One of the students emailed me last night and said, what exactly is STEM in the arts? And I emailed him back and told him, what it was. And really, at Springhouse, we don't separate out things even in that way, like science, math, arts. We're studying a phenomena. So I'll just backtrack for a second and say that Springhouse, like I said before, orients around wholeness and connection. We understand that there is distinction and separation in life, but everything is connected. And both of those are really important to explore when we're learning together. So when you look at our course offerings, you'll see that we learn through various phenomena rather than separating subjects out, going to math class or going to science class or going to language arts class. All of those lenses are integrated when we're looking at one phenomenon. So it's through this kind of learning that students strengthen their skills, they deepen their knowledge, and they learn new ways of being in the world. So because the topic today is STEM in the arts, I wanted to share with you a little bit about this sailboat project. So I'm going to turn it back over to Chris, and he's just going to tell you a little bit about that. I just got a message that somebody's looking for us, and they can't find us, but it looks like we are online, so that's good. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris, and he's going to just introduce you real briefly to the sailboat project, and then each student is going to talk to you about the course. So there's a course, and then there's an internship, and they're going to talk to you a little bit about that.
Thanks, Jenny. So we were approached over the summer by a man who is passionate about all things nautical, sailing in particular, and asked us if we would be interested in building a boat with him. And that sounded crazy, and we said yes, we'd be very interested. So then we were in conversation, okay, like what does that mean? What does that look like? How do we do this? How does this integrate into our curriculum? If it's gonna be connected to the school, our students gonna earn credit? And pretty soon it was yes, yes, and yes. We've developed a course that each cohort is engaged with, exploring science, math, art, basically anything that is connected to the phenomena of sailing, right? So we're calculating the surface area of our sails not because we need to learn surface area, but because we need to make sails. We're learning about buoyancy, not because that's in our physics textbook, but we have to understand how our boat works. And we had a hilarious demonstration of that right outside the school in a tank of water that we rigged up with plastic sheeting and a plywood box, and we were able to weigh a whole class by looking at the displacement. And this is a way that science, engineering, math, technology, it's integrated, it's relevant, it's engaging, and the art weaves through it as well. We have, as one student may tell you, there was a project to design the figurehead for the boat. And So thinking about sailing history, thinking about symbolism, thinking about artistic expression, and then also thinking about practically how does that happen when we look at engineering a figurehead that could go on this thing that we're building. So we've incorporated these 2 courses. Students are earning credit through independent projects and small group projects in specific disciplines. And then there's also an internship where they're actually building the boat. So that was kind of sprawling. I'm not sure if that
That's
project
great.
is clear,
Yeah.
but the students will tell you a little bit about their experiences, both in the internship, having their hands really in the process of making a boat, and in the course with more of the theoretical explorations.
Thanks, Chris. I think we'll start, here we go. Okay. We'll start with, yep, we're good. Julian.
So I guess first we'll talk about the course we're doing. We're the second group to take this course. And I guess one of the things that we've been learning about is like a lot about sailing history, and about a lot of like different people who performed like amazing feats on the water. Like I learned about one man who just like sailed around the world for a competition and decided to do it again instead of winning this competition. It was really just inspiring. And like Chris said, for my project, I am making a figurehead for our boat. And that's just like, for me, that's just a really like meaningful way to be part of this process, designing this boat for our trip.
Are you doing the internship? Are you designing the figurehead and making it out at the internship now, or no? Are you?
I'm no longer at the internship.
Okay.
So it's going to be something I'm going to do in my personal time.
Cool. Nice.
I guess an important feature to mention that I neglected is we're going to be in the mountains. It's hard to sail, so we're going to be taking this boat to the Chesapeake Bay in May for one of these experience week trips and sailing it on the open water. So
Woo!
it's very exciting.
Thanks, Julian. Jera, something about the course, something about the internship?
All right, so one thing that I've really found interesting, that I've loved about the sailing and the nautical experience course, was learning about, well, for one, how the wind catches our sails and makes it go forward, but what's even more interesting to me was how the wind and the water actually counter each other out, like pushing the boat into opposing forces, squeezing it forward. And we learned that sailing a boat sideways to the wind is actually faster than downward, because like going with the wind, because with the wind, you've got the wind fully on your sails, but sideways, you've got that, what I was talking about with the wind and the water squeezing it and causing it to shoot. And I found that very interesting. One thing that I've enjoyed doing at the internship where we're actually building our boat is using a circular saw. And I enjoyed using this tool, and it was a huge part in building our boat, so much that I actually did a project on it for my second trimester. And it was really scary at first, but it's really fun, and we use it for a lot of different tasks at the boat shop. And that's one thing that we've had to do a lot that I've enjoyed doing.
Cool. Thanks, Jera.
One thing about the sailboat course that interested me a lot is how the shape of the sail affects how fastly it moves, with the wind going around the outside moving faster and causing a lower air pressure, and the wind on the inside going a lot slower, so creating higher air pressure. And that interested me because it causes it to speed up to go against the water, like Jera said. And one thing about our boat building internship is we would use a tool called the router that would be used to make a scarf cut, which is generally used for boats as a tool to make a mast. And I made a project on this of how it works and how to properly use it. And what it does is basically creates a slanting downward cut.
Cool. Thanks, Elliot. So thanks you all. Nicely done. So I'll mention a couple challenges that we have, not only with this course with the sailboat, but I did notice that there was a comment about connections and the power of connections. That is huge for us. It's almost magical. It's not almost, it is magical what happens here at Springhouse, where someone like a boat builder comes in, wants to offer his gifts, and then we end up building this 22-foot sailboat and taking it to the Chesapeake Bay in May. The connections are critical as we reimagine education. So some of the things that are challenging, one of the biggest challenges we have right now is really reimagining what it means to earn a credit. We don't really, we're using a system. So we have 6 fields of study, and I won't go into each one of those, but what the field of study that the boat course fits under is science and the logical mind. So we're really exploring that part of ourselves that thinks logically, that thinks spatially, that can create something out of nothing. And when we're talking about a sailboat, there's some discipline and skill that's needed, or it will, and distinction that needs to happen when we're doing something like that. So we've been doing credits in the same way I think that more conventional institutions do them, where students will earn credits in the major academic disciplines, and you would see that on their transcript. But in more conventional settings, they're content-based, and we're not here for students to get a bunch of content in their heads, memorize it, and be tested on it. So that's not quite, it's a little clunky for us. And so our curriculum committee that has students and staff on it has really been reimagining, what if credits are more linked to the competencies? What if credits are more related to gaining mastery in different skill areas? So is that enough said on that? So that's one of more of an overarching challenge and opportunity that we're working with right now. And then I would say just, I think this can be a challenge anywhere, but differentiating and really individualizing and teaching to where each young person is at is really challenging. Even if we're in a smaller scale kind of place, it's still really a really challenging thing. So is there any, those were the 2 things that I had thought of. Is there anything else that needs to be mentioned?
Just, I guess the other thing that's challenging is doing something that's never been done before. There's no guidebook to how do you make an engaging, relevant, rigorous course about sailing in Floyd, Virginia. And like, I don't know. And so we have to figure it out as we go. We have to build the plane as we fly it. And so there's lots of challenges about, being a pioneer and an innovator.
Totally. Thank you for that. That's so true. So we're going to get ready to wrap up here. One of the questions that HundrED asked was how can you all be helpful? And how can we be helpful to you all? So one of the things I want to tell you about as we close is that we do offer residencies here for folks who want to come and learn in the living laboratory that Springhouse is, like I mentioned before. If you come to Springhouse, you can see new things happening every single day. You'll see a community that's learning how to fail with a sense of grace and love for each other. We cannot create without failing. And so we are really learning and developing the skills and resiliency to be able to fail so that we can create. You'll see a community that learns together, that relies on each other. You'll see what happens when teenagers have a voice. It makes me want to cry. They're amazing. And you'll also see what happens when they have agency in their learning community. You'll see, this will also make me cry, adults who are deeply inspired, deeply committed to the work here. They're one of a kind. Honestly, I'm so fortunate to be with them every day and learning with them. And so if you're interested in coming and visiting for a day, for a month, for a whole school year, we have those options. and you're welcome to do that. We love collaborating. We love connecting. This is how the magic happens. And so we are open to connecting with any of you that are moved by what you've heard here today. And please, if you're inspired, spread the word about Springhouse. We're always looking for connections. We're looking for funders. We are a private 501c3 nonprofit, and 75% of our students are receiving a tuition discount. So we're in rural Appalachia, and so we're always in need of those both connections to make our program better and stronger, and also to financially support our program. So please let us know how we can support all of you and be of service to you. We're really grateful to be a part of this network, and we absolutely love connecting with other educators and students who are doing the courageous work of reimagining education. So before we sign off, I'm going to let you know that you can find us on Facebook, and if you just type in Springhouse Community School, you'll find us there, and you can like our page, and we're pretty active on that page. We post almost every day or every other day. Our website is springhousecommunityschool.org, and we're really thankful that you invited us to be on this web day, and we're excited to learn more from you all. So please feel free to reach out and find us on the web or find us on Facebook, and we'd be happy to connect with you all. So I'll let us all say goodbye together.
Bye.
Super grateful. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.